Hi, it's me, Liberty, and guest starring my little daughter. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the Marie Kondo book review. Listened to the audiobook for Marie Kondo's Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And my little helper here helped me to go through some of the things, and we listened to the audiobook, and the premise of the audiobook is that you only keep what sparks joy in your life. You only keep in your house what sparks joy. So for a minimalist, I was sure deluded. I thought I had a lot less things in my house than I actually did. So we had a good amount of things to tidy up when we started. So we started with clothes, socks to be exact, and I kept 2 pairs of socks for myself, and I thought that was kind of funny. But only 2 pairs of socks sparked joy in my heart, so I only kept 2. And we ended up with, a whole entire basket full of socks that did not spark joy for you and your sisters?
Like a big bag.
A giant bag of socks that did not spark joy. And so in her book, she talks about how to declutter, and that the declutter is important to do first before you find places for anything. So she suggests starting with clothes, and then books, and then papers, and then she calls it kimono, and then miscellaneous. And kimono is like coins and buttons and the miscellaneous cords and whatever that you have laying around. And so, and then she talks about you actually touch you greet your house and you greet your things and you touch each item and you see if it sparks joy, and you ask yourself, does this bring me joy? So
here's an example. Does this bring me joy? Yes. So I would keep it.
What is it? It's Wolfie, her little puppy. And so we went through some of our things, and we touched each one, and we asked them if they bring us joy, and if it did not, we set it in the pile. And then she suggests thanking the items for the joy that they did bring, either when you bought them, when they were given to you, or when they were in your house. It's daylight savings recovery, huh? And so you ask if it brings you joy, and if it does not, you thank it and you send it on its way. You donate it, you give it to someone that actually could use it, or you pitch the items in the recycle. So after the whole decluttering process, you get in touch with only the things that you actually love in your house. So we went through the clothes, and then we went through all of the books, and we only kept the books that brought us real joy.
Yeah.
And then we had a bookcase to put them on, and so now our bookcase only has the books that we absolutely love and that we are reading. And so and with clothes, you're supposed to fold them a certain way, and so you fold them into a rectangle, and then you fold them up until they're like a little tiny little package, and then you place them all standing on end instead of all like folded in a pile and just like stacked on top of each other, because she suggests that the clothing may not appreciate being smashed by other clothes or cluttered, and so she suggests folding them and putting them all so that you can see them all and they're all standing upright and none are like pressing on the others and crowding. And so after we did the clothing and the books and the papers, then I moved on to craft supplies. And I decluttered my yarn and my sewing supplies, and at first I was just going to throw them all away because I was like, oh, I'll never have time to do crafts ever again. And it was kind of nihilistic of me, because I was just like, oh, I'll just get rid of them because it's all meaningless. Like, I'll never have time to do crafts again because I'm a mom. But I did her process, and I actually touched each item and saw if it did bring me joy. And I actually kept a few things of my craft supplies and my yarn and some a few pieces of fabric that did bring me joy, and I will make something with. And I got rid of a lot of the things that were just in the craft area collecting dust, basically, and taking up space that we really don't have in our 900 square feet. So that was my first real, I'm going to get into this, I'm going to do this, I'm not just going to pitch them just to get rid of them, I'm going to actually try her process. And I actually liked the process. My oldest thinks it's a little out there to touch the things and ask if it brings you joy, and to keep the things that only bring joy.
And I am not the oldest.
No. But it's actually a cool process, because you really do get in touch with the things in your house, and you figure out, oh, this one vase, I really love this one vase. And then it can be kind of sad because, you keep the vase you love, and then a kid knocks it over with a trumpet.
Yeah.
And it's
that was our little child, Raya.
And like my life is just that eccentric that, I keep a vase that I absolutely love, and then someone knocks it over with a trumpet. So
yep. I tried to keep her out of your room. I'm sorry.
But we loved the trumpet, and I loved the vase. But and that's the thing is, even though the vase brought me joy and it broke, now I have the space to go find touch each item and see the one that actually brings me the best joy or the most joy, and then I can invite that item into my life and purchase it, and I don't have to accept things from other people. And I was just talking to my friend about this yesterday, about some people will bring in one item and throw away an item as they bring one in, and that's a decent process, but that's not from the book. But she also said that she noticed after decluttering, because she's also decluttering because she's moving. And so we were talking about this process and how once you get down to only the things you love, your house doesn't stress you out when you come through the door and there's just clutter on top of the table, clutter on top of all the bookshelves, clutter on top of every surface. And so it actually makes you feel a more calm when you walk in your house, and you have that the sense that this area is mine and I own it, and the things in it actually suit me, and I can see each one, I can touch each one, and they all have a place. Like that's such a huge thing when you have such a small space, that everything has a place. And so that was a really, really good part of the book, because after you do the declutter and you only have the things that bring you joy, you can find a place for each one, and you put them all in their place, and then when you do get them out, you have the place to put them back. And so that was huge for me, because I did have, I had some holiday stuff in one closet and some holiday stuff in the laundry room, and then we had some of their clothes were just in a basket and always in the basket and never really put away. And so it was calming to just walk through the door and see what.
May I tell them something?
Of course.
Okay. So, once we did the stuff with the clothes, it made room for us, me and Raya, to organize our closet. So Raya's stuff is now up here because it's shorter than down here. And now we have room to put Raya's stuff up here and my stuff down here. So now it's not all smushed together.
Right. So now it all has its space, and you can see it all, and it's nice, and it makes you calm when you go in your room, right?
Yeah, and we're trying to find something for the day, because we know that Raya's stuff is up here. So if I was Raya, I would know, oh, today I'm gonna look for an outfit in my closet. This one, okay? And that would be the same with me down there.
Yeah. And so it helped you even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you really liked to do the folding part. She really got into the folding part, and she found places for all of their unmentionables.
Because when it got all messy again, I just thought I could do it again.
Yeah. And the premise of Marie Kondo's book is that that this process will never make you have to clean again, which with 3 kids, that's a little out there, but with less things in the house, there's a lot less things to clean around when somebody does spill something and you need to sweep it up. So I really liked this process and I really got into it, and I'm excited to tackle the kitchen next. I have the kitchen pots and pans and the kitchen utensils and stuff to go through, and then I will get to, she suggests holding the mementos and pictures for last. So, of course, all my mementos and stuff and the knickknacks, that will be after I tackle the kitchen next. But I really liked this book, and I found that it was helpful, and even the little kids found it helpful too. So I just wanted to share a Liberty's Library on that. And if you would like to book coaching with me, you can send me an email at selfcareforzombies@gmail.com or visit the website selfcareforzombies.com, and I will catch you guys another time. Bye.
Bye.